You know, ever since we defeated Callus, I've been wondering a lot more about the Veil. I think we take it for granted. It's always been here. We always assumed that the Ishtar Collective brought it with them on the Exodus ship, but...
But now you question that assumption.
Nezarek seemed to know something, didn't he? When we were inside the Vex network, he said something about Savathun.
My memories cast shadows of Savathuns. Echoes of the time she and I were bound by her dark magic. The more time we spend here, the clearer the outline of those shadows become. The Ishtar Collective didn't bring the Veil here, Nimbus. Savathun stole it from the Witness and left it here. Quite possibly for the Ishtar Collective to find.
Why? Why would she do that? Isn't she our enemy?
She is. And yet at times, she is our ally. When it is convenient to her. And in that convenience, we find common ground. Or as a friend once said, the line between light and dark is very thin.
I kinda hate that.
As do I.
What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode, we took care of a few additional things, had to fight off a whole bunch of Vex in order to progress the Parting the Veil quest, and we are now in the mission itself, which is, I hesitate to call this a mission because it is a mission, but it also isn't, if that makes sense. It's more of just a big exposition dump, and there's a lot that we're going to be learning as we make our way through this mission, and there's going to be a lot of talky talk, a lot of discussions to be had, and mainly this is just where we're going to be getting the majority of our information when it pertains to the Veil. So let's just keep following this path, the same path that we followed in the final mission of the Lightfall campaign, mind you. We're just going down to the same area, not quite where we fought Callus, but close to it. So we're just going to head down, all the way down. Can even do this to make our journey a bit quicker if I want to, once we get here.
Excellent. That terminal is functional. I've sent a data mining application to your Ghost. Upload it, and let's see what we can find.
Okay, this is the place. We are directly underneath the Veil. Let's decrypt the archive.
Chioma Essie. Personal log. Incidental. Maya arrived yesterday with the Exodus Indigo. I should be relieved, but in light of the current situation, I don't feel much of anything. We're presently en route from Hyperion to the terraformed surface of Neptune. I'm scared. I'm so scared. We don't even know what we've lost. Comms are dead. It's just silence everywhere. We might be all that's left. Maya was right about everything. The cult, the end, how we'll survive. I hate this.
Chioma Essie was one of the founders of Neomuna. There's a part of the city named after her. This is like hearing a legend.
I knew of Chioma Essie and her wife, Maya Sundarish. They were Ishtar Collective researchers on Venus during the Golden Age.
Is this all there is? The one log?
No, there's an entire archive here. It could be the key to unraveling the mystery of the Veil.
Not to cut this short, but we've got incoming. There's Taken popping up all over the courtyard and... Tormentor! There's a Tormentor heading into the facility.
Guardian, neutralize the Tormentor. We can't lose this data.
All right, we'll kill everything. Let's do this. So nothing really up here. It's all going to be down below. So we're just going to be fighting Taken for this mission. But pretty much from here on out, that's going to end. Is there anything on this side of the room, or is it all... I think it's all just directly below me. Yep. Okay, so we're just going to progress down to where we did fight Callus, and then we'll take care of all of the Taken that we can along the way. But yeah, we're probably going to have to be dealing with a Tormentor. So that's fun. Oh, hi there. Okay, so... to give some background into Chioma Essie and Maya Sundarish, these characters are characters that have been in Destiny's lore going all the way back to its very beginning in 2014. we know about the Ishtar Collective. They were very prominent on Venus back on the original Destiny 1. A lot of remnants of their facilities there, and a lot of that stuff, a lot of their stuff was intertwined with the Vex. Now, the first time we hear about Chioma Essie and Maya Sundaresh is when they are studying the Vex and what they're able to do, because, you know, the whole thing about the Vex is that were it not for paracausal abilities, like what the Traveler is able to give to Guardians, very unpredictable powers that do not exist inside the realm of physics, predictable physics, the Vex would be literally unstoppable if that wasn't in their way. But because they cannot compute and predict the laws and natures of physics, they cannot, they basically can't simulate it, therefore it is the one thing that is able to defeat them. Now, we know about these simulation capabilities due to the studies of people from the Ishtar Collective, like Chioma Essie and Maya Sundaresh, as they literally were trapped in a Vex simulation for a very long time. There's some really old grimoire about that incident that it can be found in the lore, going all the way back to, again, those grimoire cards that were part of the very first bits of Destiny lore. And I need to get the heck out of here because, my goodness, everything is trying to kill me right now. Did you really just jump down there? Okay, this actually might be a little bit difficult if I'm not careful here. Okay, whoa! All right, we got this Tormentor really being aggro at the moment. I need to be careful here. I'll focus on him in a minute. And oh, look, they're doing the exact same effect that we had to deal with in the Callus fight, so that's a lot of fun. So let's just work our way through this. I'm going to start working on those shoulder pads now. Hold on now. There we go. So yeah, very important characters to the lore, and we actually didn't know what happened to them during the collapse. It was never really said, but now we do because, oh gosh, hello there. We do know this now because obviously they founded Neomuna in the process. Kind of a big deal about when it comes to these characters. They're very integral to the lore of Destiny. So this isn't like some insignificant thing. But obviously, we have so much left to learn about the Veil, seeing as how it does in fact seem like Savathun was the one who brought it here, which again, like Osiris said, it's, you know, it seems a little bit weird when she has been our nemesis this entire time, our enemy. Okay, come on now. I need to start taking those shoulder pads off. They're getting close. Oh man, that just keeps rotating all around the room. I kind of make my way over this way, and I know I'm sort of following the path of it, but what I can also do is this. So let's start clearing out everything in here. Just sort of open this whole room up. There we go. Now, if I can get a little bit of damage on Nezarec, on the imprint of Nezarec is what I meant. There we go. I feel a little bit better about that. Stagger this guy. Oh, that's going to be death. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Once more with feeling. And I'm going to have to really be... don't back up. No. Stay right there. There we go. Watch out. Don't let him hit me. There we go. Okay, this is going to be a big game of cat and mouse because I am still under level for this, by the way, by a lot. So I am very easily wiped out here if I'm not careful. Okay, we got a bunch more. Okay, Scions and Phalanxes. That's a problem. Oh, okay, we're fine. Let's keep grappling on these grapple points here. That's why these are here, is to make this whole affair a lot easier. I mean, it was part of the Callus fight too. These are obviously just here permanently, but it's still nice to have them. See if we can't get a couple of those string together. Get out of here. Stop putting your stupid shield up. All right, hold on. Can I launch a few grenades his way? Well, I don't think the splash damage from that actually hit me. Oh, stop freaking dodging, you annoying sack of crap. Okay, I have to leave. You've got to be kidding me, dude. There we go. Just get around that wall of hell that is coming that way. Yep. Okay. That attack right there, he fires it so much. You really have to get yourself some distance between it and cover here. There we go. Just keeps firing it. If I can just stay behind this enough, I should be fine. Are you not dead yet? Die. Okay, here. I have a couple grenades I can toss his way. It's not a lot of damage, but it's something. And then if I fire some rockets off, that does... Did that just say it did... It looked like it just said it did 4 million damage. That is definitely not true. But it would be funny if it was. It's... Ah, gosh dang it. Okay. Here, y'all have that. He is severed, which is good. Help me out a little bit. Should have caught that, but alas. Okay. I'm going to fire off 3 rockets here. Oh, we're in the enclosed area now, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, this is going to be fun. Whoop! I don't know how I avoided that. Okay, this is going to get me. No! Oh, I really wanted to be able to use that super, and now I can't because this guy sucks. Yep, I'm just going to do this for a while. Yep. Grapple. Okay, there we go. At least I still have the punch to change direction with. Okay, if he grabs me, it's just over. I am absolutely dead. So this is going to take forever. You know, maybe I could probably use... I mean, he doesn't count as a boss. Dude, stop moving. Oh, my goodness. Oh, tormentors, man. Tormentors. And now I've got to deal with this. Okay, this is going to be so... fun. Oh, why is it not reloaded after all of that nonsense? And I do not have a grapple right now, which is even more concerning. There we go. Let's kill some of those things at least. I really could use a super right now, which I'm not even close to. Don't get greedy. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Do you see my strategy here? It's just stay away at all costs. Okay, I did sever him. That's good, but oh wait, I don't have a grapple. I don't have a grapple. Why don't I have a grapple? I could have sworn the last one was on a point. Okay, that's an issue. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. All right, reload. Dude, this is gonna take forever doing it like this. I didn't even remember this frickin' encounter. This is way more sketchy than I remember it being. I mean, obviously, I wasn't at a power disadvantage when I did it myself, but whatever, right? Okay, 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 okay. Dude, okay, now I lost my grapple again because I didn't grapple onto a point. Okay, he is severed. That's a little iffy. Okay, I did disrupt him. No way. No way, man. No way. Holy crap, that was actually the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Interior's all clear. How you doing down there?
The Tormentor is defeated and the area is secure. However, the remainder of Dr. Essie's logs are encrypted. She's using an adaptive Vex algorithm to protect them. It will take me several days to break through. Whatever this is, it must be valuable. Guardian, I recommend you check back here later to see what we've uncovered.
Wow, I did not think that that was going to be the hardest thing in the universe, but apparently when you are the object of a tormentor's affection and literally everything they throw at you instantly kills you, It can get a bit rough. Okay, so in the middle of that entire thing, I actually finished the Quicksilver Storm Catalyst. Should probably show this really quickly. This weapon's damage type becomes strand, and final blows with grenades from this weapon create tangles. The tangle cooldown that you normally have still applies to these, so it's not like you can create additional ones outside of your ability cooldowns, but you get what I mean. In celebration of getting this to our catalyst and done, I'm going to apply the Lightfall pre-order ornament on it, so it just looks a little bit nicer, a little bit more Strand-esque. And oh my gosh, seriously, that was one of the longest fights I have ever done in my entire life. Golly. Yeah, 30 power under on that. Not recommended. Probably should not have done that so early, but again, that was not designed to be done right after the Lightfall campaign. That was designed to be done 2 seasons later. You know, maybe they should have thought that through, because really, as much as that was released after the fact, anyone who's going to be playing this stuff in hindsight, they're going to jump right into that stuff because it's necessary to the frickin' story, but whatever. All right, let's approach the Puka Pond here really quickly. Pardon the Veil. Osiris has left a note behind for you. It reads, Guardian, I do not know where our research into the Veil will bring us. The work done by Chioma Essie and Maya Sundaresh is undoubtedly critical to our understanding of not only the Veil, but also its greater purpose in the Witness's agenda. We've only begun to scratch the surface. I wish there were more time. Regardless, even the beginning of our work has borne fruit in further understanding Strand through its source of origin within the Veil. The more we understand of one, the more we understand of the other. In that, I believe there is hope. In the meantime, I believe there are other obligations that demand your attention. I will let you know of any further development or future developments. Warmest regards, Osiris. And we get Epochal integration for our troubles. And also pick up your next Strand aspect at the table. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Threaded Spectre. Let's talk about this for a moment before we call this an episode, because wowie. Well, first, let's talk about the weapon. Now, this is actually an entirely unique weapon that can only be gotten from this quest. I don't know why the model's not loading. I'm going to see if I can get it to load. There it is. This is an adaptive 140 hand cannon that has fixed perks. There are no random perks to this. You get Keep Away and Stats for All, or Eye of the Storm and Incandescent. Eye of the Storm is much more of a PvP perk. Incandescent, though, always an amazing thing to have on a solar anything, not just a hand cannon. And honestly, you kind of can't go wrong with Keep Away or Stats for All. So Keep Away increases reload range and accuracy when no targets are in close proximity. I believe this is a distance of 20 meters, which is not... It's about halfway to the distance where hand cannon damage starts to fall off. So hand cannons are medium to close range weapons. So Keep Away, it does give it the range benefit, but it's also one of those things where you have to play pretty distant from your enemies to get the benefits of this. But it's still really good because this is such a passive thing that gives you buffs to pretty much all of your stats, while Stats for All increases stability, reload, and range for a moderate duration when hitting 3 separate targets, which you will do a lot with this weapon because Incandescent spreads Scorch whenever you kill an enemy, which will automatically proc Stats for All, which can be pretty good. You've also got 2 origin traits here. Nanotech Tracer Rockets is the origin trait that we've been getting on all of the Neo Muna weapons. Landing multiple hits turns your next shot into a homing micro rocket. Kind of a baby's version of what Quicksilver Storm does. It's almost... Instead of like with Quicksilver Storm where you can get like 3 to 5 of these per mag, with these it's really like 1 per magazine, if even that. So it takes a while. I think you have to get 10 hits to get up to 1 micro rocket with these, so it takes a while. However, Harmonic Resonance. Equipping multiple weapons from this set grants this weapon increased reload speed and handling. It also deals increased damage versus Tormentors, Lucent Hive, and Guardians using their supers. This is a much better origin trait, but it is much more limited. You need to have multiple weapons from this set, and the weapons in this set are part of the Root of Nightmares raid. So if you're not able to get your hands on a lot of those weapons, this isn't going to do you any good. Now, this includes the exotic from that raid, which I'm going to be honest is one of the best raid exotics in the entire game. I think I've already talked about it in the Root of Nightmares video, but yeah, Harmonic Resonance is really, really good if you have the weapons to make it active. If you don't, then it's not really going to do you any good, which is why we're going to go with Nanotech Tracer Rockets for my purposes for this series. Now, let's go talk about this aspect, and I actually probably need to equip it really fast. So I'm going to get rid of Ensnaring Slam and add Threaded Spectre instead. Now, it also gives you 2 fragment slots. I believe every Thread Runner aspect gives you 2 fragment slots, so that's nothing new. As we go, let's see, we have this. Okay, let's see. Why does it want me to talk to Nimbus, though? That is the question of the hour. Is that? Oh, that's... No, never mind. Is this Nimbus? Hold on. Let's see. It doesn't want me to talk to Nimbus? It does. Why does it want me to talk to Nimbus? Is this the rest of this part? Let's see. Nimbus creates with your user. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll do that later. For now, let's. I want to go demonstrate this Threaded Spectre ability really quickly. So let me head down here, and actually, I think I can just show it right off the bat. So, well, let's go find an enemy. Then it's a bit of a better demonstration. Okay, of course, this is the area where terminal overload is happening. But let me see if I can show this really quickly. So, Threaded Spectre. Activating your class ability leaves behind a decoy woven from strand matter that draws the attention of nearby combatants. After taking significant damage or when combatants approach, the decoy detonates, dealing damage and releasing threadlings that seek out nearby foes. Let's demonstrate. I'm going to walk over here, use the ability, and now we have the decoy that things are going to start to attack. See how they're doing damage? Well, eventually it causes the explosion, threadlings pop out, and it gets all of those kills without me really having to do anything else. It's just a nice way of, one, avoiding crowd control, which actually is, I think, more useful than the damage itself, but also being able to deal a nice explosive to anything that's around it, which is why you generally want to drop Threaded Spectre in and around enemies. Now, as far as like the actual utility of Threaded Spectre, I'm not as big a fan as I am of the next aspect that we're going to get, but I still think it's a lot better than Ensnaring Slam, which used to be really good back in the day before they nerfed the crap out of Suspend, because back then you could suspend enemies for upwards of like 12 full seconds. Nowadays, even with all of the right fragments in place, I believe the longest you can cause a suspend is 5 seconds. So I would say this is definitely better than Ensnaring Slam, but it isn't better than Widow's Silk, because Widow's Silk, I mean, just having 2 grenades, especially 2 grapples when you're using this is so important to the kit, and especially when I'm using Seared Arachne's Facade. Yeah, Widow Silk is incredibly important. But we have one more aspect left to get, Whirling Maelstrom. We're going to start working on that here relatively soon. But in the next episode, we're going to kind of shift course a little bit, and we're going to head off to the Typhon Imperator to continue working on the final Strand quest. So with all that said, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.